that make him even stronger. However, Goku didn't get to this point on his own. He had great masters and mentors along the way to teach him powerful skills and how to hone his incredible strength. Without further ado, let's take a deeper look at all of Goku's teachers over the years. Starting off, we have the person who raised Goku, Grandpa Gohan. While Grandpa Gohan has only appeared a few times throughout the Dragon Ball franchise, he's still one of the most important characters in it. Aside from being the person after whom Goku's first son was named after, Grandpa Gohan served two important roles in Goku's early life: his guardian and his teacher. The first one is major, since without Grandpa Gohan's gentle soul and kind ways, Goku might not have grown up to be the kind-hearted person he is. But the bump on his head also played a major part in that. Regardless, Grandpa Gohan also served as Goku's first martial arts master, teaching his grandson the basics of fighting. Without this training, Goku wouldn't be as skilled as he was when he helped Bulma find the Dragon Balls in the franchise's first saga. One of the techniques that Goku learned from Grandpa Gohan was his infamously slapstick rock, scissors, and paper attack, which is basically a one-man Three Stooges routine. Goku also likely learned his bow staff skills from his grandpa, since the power pole originally belonged to Grandpa Gohan, so we can assume that he was the one who taught Goku how to use the magical staff. Additionally, the martial arts skills that Grandpa Gohan taught to Goku served him well in his first tournament, since Master Roshi didn't actually teach his pupils fighting moves and techniques, only making their bodies stronger so the skills they already had would be much more effective. Meaning it's fair to say that part of the reason Goku made it past his stronger opponents in the World Martial Arts Tournament, as well as a number of battles prior to and after this saga, was the training his grandpa had given him. Goku's martial arts skills and his path as a fighter began with his grandpa, who also started him on the path of the gentle-hearted hero, passing down skills, lessons, and most importantly, strong morals that laid the groundwork for Goku's identity as a warrior and a guardian of Earth. Understanding what his grandpa did for him, Goku eventually named his son after Gohan, paying tribute to the man who had given him so much and sparked his lifelong love and pursuit of martial arts. Although Grandpa Gohan was Goku's first teacher, his training was off-screen and never shown, so many consider Master Roshi to be Goku's true first master. In fact, because Grandpa Gohan trained under Master Roshi, Roshi is still Goku's first teacher by proxy, since it could be theorized that whatever Goku learned from Grandpa Gohan was originally learned from Master Roshi himself. Regardless of whether or not this is true, Goku was eventually a full-fledged student of Master Roshi's, along with another student who would become one of Goku's lifelong friends, Krillin. However, instead of teaching Goku and Krillin cool fighting moves like they wanted, Master Roshi simply strengthened his young pupils' bodies. But simply might not be the right term to use, since Roshi's strange and rather goofy training didn't appear to be all that helpful at first, as he had the young students deliver milk, farm with their bare hands, and help with construction, all while wearing heavy turtle shells. Additionally, Master Roshi gave Goku and Krillin some basic schooling so that they didn't just become powerful meatheads, something that Goku definitely needed, since he's never been the brightest bulb in the bunch. Another important concept that Master Roshi passed down to his students was the idea of proper rest. Pushing past your limits means nothing if you permanently break your body in the process. Throughout a majority of his training, Goku and Krillin failed to understand the purpose of most of it. However, the results were made very clear when they removed their weighted turtle shells and they were able to jump incredibly high in the sky. It turns out that Master Roshi was strengthening their bodies, and once they completed their strength training, they were ready to take on their first World Martial Arts Tournament. However, Goku and Krillin's training wasn't yet complete. In order to send his students on the path of constant improvement, the path of a true warrior, Master Roshi entered the tournament in disguise as Jackie Chun, so that Goku and Krillin wouldn't give up as soon as they won their first tournament. This was perhaps the most important lesson Master Roshi imparted upon Goku, since he arguably wouldn't be who he is today without it. Next up is Korin, the talking cat that, while only serving as Goku's master for a very short period of time, still managed to up Goku's strength a significant amount. In fact, without Korin, Goku wouldn't have had the strength to defeat Mercenary Tao, one of the strongest opponents he had to face at that point in the franchise. Goku first happened upon the Great Korin after meeting Upa and Bora, inhabitants of the sacred land of Korin who protected Korin Tower from those seeking its power for evil reasons. At this time, the Red Ribbon Army had sent Mercenary Tao to destroy Goku, as no one in their ranks was able to take him out. The two had their first clash in the land of Korin, where Goku lost pretty badly, almost dying were it not for the Dragon Ball he was carrying, which blocked Tao's deadly ray. After realizing he needed to be stronger, Goku climbed the legendary Korin Tower to seek the sacred water, which was said to vastly increase one's strength. Goku sought the sacred water, but in order to get it, he'd have to catch Korin and take it from him. This proved to be much more difficult than Goku thought it would be. However, this turned out to be the true sacred water, the strength that Goku obtained in fighting with and chasing around Korin, as well as climbing the tower every time he was knocked off. This training gave Goku three major things. Number 1, the strength he'd need to take on mercenary Tao and gain the upper hand, and number 2, the knowledge that strength never comes easy. And number 3, that there's no magical way to suddenly get stronger. It takes hard work, a lesson that Goku took to heart. Although his time training under Korin was short, Goku likely got some of his most valuable knowledge from the old cat, gaining a significant amount of strength from his training as well. After facing and defeating King Piccolo, Goku was a little worse for wear. Luckily, Yajirobe was there to bring him to Korin Tower for some senzu beans. There he learned that King Piccolo's victims couldn't be revived until Shenron was revived, a feat that only Kami himself could do. Korin then sent Goku to Kami's tower to ask for the return of Shenron. But there was another obstacle in his way in the form of Mr. Popo, Kami's attendant. See, despite being presented with a sign showing he was worthy of speaking with Kami, Goku still needed to be tested, which Mr. Popo was ready to do, leading to a battle that Goku eventually lost. However, Goku didn't give up. He asked to train to beat Mr. Popo in order to meet Kami. Mr. Popo, happy with Goku's tenacity, offered to help train him, teaching him to predict opponents' movements, increasing his speed, and more precisely control his movements. For 3 years, Goku was passed between Kami and Mr. Popo, both of whom taught him great skills and helped him to prepare for the looming threat. Specifically, Mr. Popo was the first person to teach Goku how to sense energy, a skill that would be massively important as the franchise went on. Seriously, think about every instance in the series where a character sensed a villain approaching, or whenever characters had to keep their energy level low to hide their power or their presence. All that is thanks to Mr. Popo. Heck, Goku wouldn't be able to use instant transmission, which relies on locking onto a person's key signature without his ability to sense energy, which was taught to him by Mr. Popo. Additionally, Mr. Popo helped Goku to increase his overall strength, which in turn helped him prepare for his next World Martial Arts tournament. As we just mentioned, when Goku first arrived on Kami's lookout, he was told he had to beat Mr. Popo in order to speak with him. However, Kami came out to speak with Goku before he actually defeated Mr. Popo, the reason being that he had to tell Goku of Piccolo Jr., King Piccolo's son and reincarnation that would seek revenge on Goku and attempt to take over the world if he wasn't prepared. As such, he also saw to Goku's training alongside Mr. Popo. We actually don't know all that much about the training that Kami gave to Goku, since we only saw Mr. Popo training him. However, we do know a few things, the first of which is that his training involved weighted clothing. These weighted clothes allowed Goku to gain massive strength while training with Mr. Popo, and we're not talking about a few pounds here. Goku's blue shirt, wristbands, and boots were so heavy they left dents in the ring of the World Martial Arts Tournament. By fighting and training with these clothes on, Goku gained even more power than he had after drinking the Ultra Divine Water, a feat which seemed impossible. That wasn't all that happened during Goku's training under Kami either, as he would eventually have his tail cut off for good, which Kami did for the reason of bringing Earth's moon back, as it had been causing some problems on the planet's surface. Finally, the last thing we know for sure to have happened under Kami's training was that Kami revived Shenron, a feat that had to occur in order for the victims of King Piccolo to return to life, and the reason that Goku had been sent to the lookout in the first place. Just when it seemed like Dragon Ball couldn't escalate things any further, since Goku was literally training with God, the entire series was flipped on its head with the arrival of Raditz. Goku's long-lost brother not only revealed that Goku had been an alien this whole time, he also revealed that more Saiyans were on their way, and Goku and his friends would have to seriously train in order to protect the Earth from their power. Another problem was the fact that, Goku was dead. However, this actually provided Goku with a unique opportunity, the chance to train under the Lord of the Worlds himself, King Kai. After being transported to Otherworld, Kami helped direct Goku on the path to King Kai, a long serpentine bridge called Snake Way that Goku had to cross in order to reach King Kai, a feat that was itself a great training opportunity. However, the real training would come as soon as he arrived on King Kai's planet. Despite its tiny size, King Kai's planet had gravity 10 times that of Earth, making Goku feel heavy and hardly able to move. That's definitely not how gravity works, but regardless, King Kai used this as a means of training Goku, asking him to chase around and catch his pet monkey Bubbles, and later to catch and bonk his friend Gregory, a super speedy cricket, on the head with a giant mallet. This bizarre training actually helped Goku to adjust to the planet's gravity and gain a massive power-up. This wasn't all that King Kai gave to Goku during their training, as he also imparted upon him two major techniques that would aid Goku greatly in his fight against Vegeta: the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb. The Kaioken, otherwise known as the Fist of the Kai, is a power multiplier developed by King Kai himself, taught to Goku during his time in Otherworld. The Spirit Bomb, while it doesn't have a great track record, was key in defeating Buu later down the line, so we have King Kai to thank for that. Suffice it to say, King Kai was and still is one of Goku's greatest teachers, giving him the first major power-up of the franchise's second anime series, eventually doing the same for those who died in the Saiyan saga. Remember earlier when we said that Goku didn't get to where he was now without a lot of help from his masters? That still holds true, but there was a point where he basically acted as his own trainer, pushing himself to get stronger and applying interesting, smart, and effective training methods to himself. The point in question was, of course, when Goku was on his way to planet Namek. During the long trip there, Goku trained using his spaceship's built-in gravity machine, upping the G's to increase his strength much in the same way that training on King Kai's planet did. Except Goku took things way further than just 10 times Earth's gravity. He eventually worked his way up to 100 times Earth's gravity. Because of this, Goku essentially made himself 10 times stronger than he already was, since he had already trained in 10 times Earth's gravity. This resulting strength increase that Goku received ended up giving him an incredible power-up, one that showed he was more than capable of giving himself a training routine, sticking to it and setting a goal for his strength, all of the things his masters had done for him in the past. But that wasn't all Goku did. He also managed to tap into and take advantage of a Saiyan trait that he had no idea he had: the ability to get stronger with each battle. That which doesn't kill him literally makes him stronger. While Goku didn't actually know this was an ability of his, he was able to use it to get stronger by pushing himself incredibly hard every day with his gravity training. Additionally, Goku would put himself near death by taking his own attack, taking Senzu beans and healing himself, and gained the power from becoming damaged and recovering. It was a tough cycle to go through, but it showed that Goku knew how to make good use of solo training time, building up his power to be strong enough to dominate the Ginyu Force. This isn't the only time that Goku's acted as his own training master either, since it could be said that whenever Goku's working out on his family's farm, he finds ways to turn work into training, or sometimes he just blows off farming and trains. King Kai remained as Goku's teacher for quite some time, partially because no one else had presented themselves as a powerful master, and also because he was dead and hanging with King Kai was sort of his only option for getting stronger in the afterlife. However, as Dragon Ball Super rolled around, a whole new level of power presented itself to Goku: the power of the gods and godly ki. After obtaining the Super Saiyan God form, Goku wanted to get even stronger. But Beerus wasn't exactly the kind of guy to take on pupils. However, Whis could do him one better, since he was Beerus' teacher, making him stronger and more capable of teaching and training Goku. However, Goku training under Whis wasn't an immediate occurrence. First, Vegeta sought out Whis' tutelage in order to get stronger than Goku. You know, that old shtick. Vegeta got away with doing that without Goku's knowledge for a full 6 months. And when Goku found out, he jumped through and put a hole in a frickin' wall in disbelief. Upon learning that Vegeta had gotten a head start on training with an actual angel, Goku wanted to do the same, waiting until Whis would show up, and when he finally did, he just up and abandoned his family to train in space. Again. Yeah, Goku's not the best family man. We all know it. As for his training under Whis, the angel challenged Goku to do something that he'd never been challenged to do. And we're just kidding. It was just more weighted clothing and lifting heavy stuff while moving around. While Whis' strength training wasn't all that much different from what Goku had experienced with previous masters, we did actually get to see a master fight against Goku as a means of training. Their sparring matches teaching Goku to fight a little smarter and teaching him and Vegeta to learn to fight together. But it didn't actually work that well, since they just can't get the hang of teamwork. So, there you have it, all of Goku's masters throughout the years. What did you think? Which one of Goku's many teachers is your favorite? Who was the most effective? Let us know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more Dragon Ball videos. Thanks for watching.